Hi, I'm Dr. Rose Danek, a cognitive psychologist here at Lyon College, and I study attention, memory, and learning. And I'm here with hopefully 5 quick tips for studying and learning from home. So, the first thing to note is that just because we don't have classes in person doesn't mean that we're not still having school. And I know this is a brave new world for us all where that's something that we're not used to, but for the foreseeable future, this is our new reality, right? For a little while. So, here are some things you can do to set yourself up for success. One is that you want to delineate between home and work. You want to have a place that you can do your work. Ideally, this is not your bed because your bed, you've been conditioned to think of your bed as a place for sleep. And you don't want to destroy that by working in your bed all the time so that now when you go to bed, you think about work. And you also don't want to get sleepy while you're trying to work. So hopefully you can set up a temporary place. Maybe that's your a desk, a small desk in front of you. I'm on a TV tray right now to do this recording, and that's probably where I'll do my recording. But something small, a chair, if you can go to a room that has a door, that's ideal because it signals to yourself that this is the time to work. Normally, you have all sorts of cues that it's time to study and it's time to work. Like you go to a classroom and there's a person there who's looking at you expectantly, ready for you to learn, right? Or you go to the library to study, or you have a study group that you meet up. Now we're all in our homes, which is a place where we typically don't work as much. And so it's important that you set up for yourself boundaries and guidelines that let you know that now it's time to work. For example, I changed out of my pajamas today. I know I'm also proud of myself. I'm wearing this top and earrings and makeup. To be fair, I am wearing yoga pants, but for the most part, I have signaled to myself that this is what I'm doing right now. I am at work for the foreseeable future, right? The second thing that you want to do is you want to set yourself a schedule. It is really easy. This is building off the last point. It's really easy to think, I'm going to have all this time. I don't have to commute anywhere. I get to do everything online. But when you don't set yourself a schedule, what you do is you end up probably taking more time to do the things that you're supposed to do or putting them off and not doing them, right? And that is a bad way to go about it. Your classes weren't canceled. They're just online now. It's a brave new world, like I said, and it's going to be different. So if this was that everything was canceled, great. You could take as much time as you wanted, but it's not. You have to actually have a harder job now. So you know that you spend about 2.5 hours each week in the classroom for a 3 credit class. In the college, the national standards are that you spend about 2 to 3 hours per credit hour outside of class working on that class material. That's what people expect, which means that you have about 6 to 9 hours plus the 2.5 that you're typically in class for every 3 credit class that you have. That's a lot of hours if you start to add it up. So you're going to need to set yourself a schedule to make sure that you check in. I don't know what that means for you. Are you going to have synchronous classes where you have to attend at a particular time, or are you going to watch lecture videos? I think everybody's still trying to figure that out, but it's going to be important that you set yourself your own schedule. If you don't use a planner, that's fine, but you probably want to write yourself down some notes about what times a day you want to work. The other thing with that is that you want to take breaks. Nobody is efficient if they work straight, right? Um, I shudder to think about the attention research and what it says about our ability to hold our attention because it's not that long. One of the things that you could do is follow the Pomodoro technique. You can look that up if you want. It's a little tomato. I don't, you know what? It's a whole thing. Let's not get into it. But the point is that you work for about 25 minutes, then you take a 5 minute break, and after every 4, 5 of those blocks like that, then you get a longer break. This is something you might want to consider setting a timer for yourself or saying, okay, I'm going to watch this, this, and this, and then I'm going to move on to the next task. But you want to set yourself some boundaries. The other one is that you want to separate your work from your home life. And this is going to mean that just because you're home, it doesn't mean that you get to visit with everybody. It doesn't mean that you get to do all those chores or projects that you were looking for or get another job. Your job is still going to school. I'm sure your primary job, your primary focus is still going to school. And that means that even though you're in that environment where you're home and you would love to visit, you really don't have that time. You don't have any more time than you normally would. Yes, you're in proximity to those people. That's great. Yes, you can have evening meals, etc. But you need to focus on working during your school hours. You also need to probably then turn off your phone and your video chats and watching stuff in the background, like watching Netflix while you're doing your work. I know, I love to do it too, but we know from the multitasking literature that you're bad at it. And when you do it, you're slowing yourself down, you're being inefficient, and you're not actually getting things done. Think about it like this: we don't want you on your phones when you're in class typically because they distract you from what we're saying. Same kind of thing. It's just now you have to be your own police person, and that's rough. I'm not gonna lie. So one of those things is don't have anything on in the background, and don't have your phone next to you when you're trying to do work. You could set a timer, preferably not your phone, maybe a timer. There's lots of online timers that you could set an online timer and work for a period of time, and then you can take a break and you can do what you want for those 5 minutes. um yeah. And the other things I wrote here is you don't have to go anywhere, but things are probably going to take more time, so give yourself that time. The fourth one is that you still need to be a human being. You still need to sleep well, eat well, exercise. I don't know about you, but the past few days I've sort of treated like a vacation. That's partially my anxiety talking, but treating that like a vacation meant that I was eating whatever I want and going to bed whenever I felt, which for me was like 10 o'clock at night. I know, it was crazy. I was waking up at 6. It was anarchy in my household. But you still need to keep on a sleep schedule, and you still need to get, I mean, adults our age, I know, not our age, but I'm still in the same category, need 6 to 10 hours of sleep, no less than 6 and no more than 11, depending on who you are as a person, if you're a long sleeper or a short sleeper. So if you need 8 to 9 to 10 hours to be well rested, then you need to be getting that. Staying up later to do all those fun things is not really an option. You also want to eat well. Make sure that you're not snacking all day, that you're eating regular meals like you would, and you should probably get some exercise if that's something that you normally do. And if it's not something you normally do, maybe take a few moments to walk around the house a little bit or go outside. Just don't touch anybody or get closer than 6 feet, right? But take some time to get that exercise because that's going to be important. And then the fifth fact is that you want to communicate. You want to check your email every day. You want to check your Schoology every day. You want to check in with your professors if they have virtual office hours, things like that. Just because we're away from each other doesn't mean that we have to be away from each other, if you know what I mean. The other thing is that you might need to communicate to your loved ones. And if this is the video that helps you to do that, to let them know that you actually don't have more time, that you can't visit with all of your aunts and uncles who are now coming over or things like that, maybe you could use this video to do that, because you are first and foremost a student, and we want you to be successful. And so some of these tips, like setting those boundaries for, this is the time when I have to be at school, this is the amount of time that I need to do my schoolwork, this is what I need to do today to accomplish this, to be on time for things, that's going to be super important. I'm always here for you. If you have questions, you can email me, rose.danek, DANEK, @lion.edu. And I wish you all safety and routine. I wish you routines, because we humans thrive on routines, and you can be fun and spontaneous on the weekends just like you used to be, but try to give yourself a nice routine for the week that you can follow to help make everything more normal, because that's going to help in these kinds of uncertain times. All right, bye.